The Baltimore Ravens lost 18-16 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like the Ravens felt Lamar Jackson in this loss because the second play of the game, Derrick Henry fumbles the football. The Steelers get a field goal out of it. And then later on, you have Isaiah Likely who gets his lunch money took by Patrick Queen. He gets the ball ripped from him. And then later on in the game, after Russell Wilson throws a costly interception in the red zone, it looks like the Ravens are about to drive down the field, score, regain control of the ball game. Justice Hill allows rookie linebacker Peyton Wilson to snatch the ball from him, and it ends up resulting in an interception on Lamar. And I'm just looking at that play the whole time like, dude, how do you allow a linebacker to snatch a reception from you? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Not only do you have Isaiah Likely and Peyton Wilson giving up their lunch money for free, but you got Justin Tucker, the most accurate kicker in NFL history, whiffing on 2 field goals early in this game, and the offensive line just completely sucked. You cannot put this loss on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson played as good as a game as what you can, given the circumstances around him just completely fell. And the offensive line couldn't give this brother a clean pocket all afternoon. The Steelers were just harassing Lamar Jackson. It's like Mike Tomlin and their defensive coordinator, they were sending 7-8 guys every play. I've never seen Lamar Jackson look so rattled and uncomfortable in the ball game. For the majority of this season up to this point, Lamar Jackson has been pretty much unstoppable. But it looks like the Steelers actually are Lamar Jackson's kryptonite, because every time the Ravens play against Pittsburgh, this team always falls apart around Lamar. You can't blame Lamar Jackson for Justin Tucker's 2 missed field goals. That was 6 points off the board. Those 6 points were the difference in this game, because if Justin Tucker makes at least one of those field goals, the Ravens are walking out with the win. But instead, he misses them. Meanwhile, Chris Boswell is the most valuable player for the Steelers offense because he was scoring all the points for them. All 18 of the points that the Steelers scored today were thanks to Chris Boswell. And it shows you how important it is to have a good kicker. Lamar Jackson, I don't think he could have played any better. The team around him just failed him. You got guys dropping passes. It was the same story last year when Lamar Jackson played against Pittsburgh. Everybody wanted to blame Lamar, saying he had a bad performance when you had guys dropping passes. It always tends to be the same story with the Baltimore Ravens when they play Pittsburgh. This team just doesn't play well. I'm not going to blame this loss on Lamar. I felt Lamar played a good game. Even late in the fourth quarter, this dude is running around, just completing all kinds of impossible passes. And then, you end up scoring, but you don't get the 2-point conversion to tie the game up. And that's when you knew that, the Ravens just let down Lamar. And I'm impressed how Lamar Jackson is never throwing his teammates or coaches under the bus, because if I was Lamar Jackson, I would have did it after this loss. I don't know how you couldn't be frustrated if you are LJ, because you're doing everything you can to win, but yet it seems like your team around you is doing everything to lose. Your defense actually showed that they can be serviceable against the average or above average offense, because your defense can't play no better holding a team to nothing but field goals, coming away with the crucial red zone interception. And for you to get that big interception and Justice Hill to allow Peyton Wilson to just snatch the ball from him, it was the epitome of what the Ravens have been every time they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. They just don't play good football. Everybody's going to try to make it seem like Lamar didn't play well when the team around him just failed him. Now, on the Steelers side of things, listen, as a Steelers fan, I'm still not getting on that Super Bowl bandwagon. I still believe this is a team that's good enough to win a playoff game, but I don't know how deep they can go in the playoffs after that. I'm not saying that they don't have a chance at being a Super Bowl contender, but right now, you need to get more out of Russell Wilson in these kinds of games, man. He damn near gave the game away with that interception. The defense was phenomenal. They neutralized Lamar Jackson. They stopped him from getting the game-tying 2-point conversion, but you're not going to win a lot of games in the postseason if Chris Boswell is your best weapon on offense. As good as he is and as important as what it is to have a kicker as consistent and reliable as what Chris Boswell is, this offense has to do more. I'm not that impressed with these 2 wins that the Steelers have gotten these last couple of weeks. Listen, I acknowledge that I was wrong about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has proven to be a really good quarterback for Pittsburgh. Better than Justin Fields by a landslide. But in this game, I expected a little bit of a better performance against a Ravens secondary that is dead last in passing yards per game. I expected a little bit more out of Russell Wilson in this game. I want to see what he does when the Steelers play the Eagles and when they play the Bengals and the Ravens the second go around. I still have to see more out of Pittsburgh to hop on that Super Bowl bandwagon. I believe that this is going to be a team that wins a playoff game. They can make it to the second round. But I don't know if this is a team that can beat Kansas City or the Buffalo Bills. Maybe if you get the luxury of playing the Ravens in the second round of playoffs, you could get to the AFC Championship, because every time the Ravens play Pittsburgh, Lamar Jackson shows up, but the rest of the team, they just seem to be asleep in the locker room, it seems like. I mean, that offensive line was absolutely dreadful, and the Ravens' offensive line has played pretty well for the majority of this year, but this is the worst game that this team has had all around, minus Lamar Jackson. I felt like the coaching wasn't that good. The play calling could have been a lot better. This just wasn't a good game for the Baltimore Ravens, and you can't put this loss on Lamar Jackson. You just can't.